Morning, good afternoon, good evening, Fabulites. I have got questions for you. I really got a question for you because usually, look, I've been eating chocolate covered almonds. Usually, my video recorder tells me how much time I have left, and it's not giving me any time. And one time I used this video recorder, which didn't give me any time in terms of how much time or space I had left to record, and then it just shut off at me. It just shut off on me at one point. So I don't know what is going on with my tablet. What's going on, Tabby? Okay, so what opens with Jabari and Charity making eye contact, and what closes with Bishop and Rochelle making contact at a hotel? If you guess Greenleaf, Season 2, Episode 16, The Pearl, the season finale, then you're correct. I'm Angela. The channel is Be Fabulous You. Thank you so much for clicking and sticking around to see how we get from opening to closing. Let us proceed. Okay, so it's a montage type thing going at the beginning. We're on stage. Tamala Mann, I guess that's who that is singing, and behind is curating behind, smiling. Oh, Charity. Oh, Charity is behind her, and she, doing her thing, singing, and she's smiling at Jabari, and he's smiling at her. And then we see Lady Mae. She's looking through some keepsakes. We see the news article of when her brother, Uncle Molester Mac, became Man of the Year. We see some pictures of some children. We see... maybe that's it. Deep. I don't know what that is. Okay, so then we see Zora at the dress fitting. This is the cotillion episode. So she's getting her dress fitted or, whatever. And then we see Bishop. He is having Marisol move his suits, his clothes out of the marital closet. And she asked him, all of them? And Bishop is like, Bishop Pastor Daddy is like, all of them. Then we see Lady Mae. She's looking at a document. She was going through those keepsakes. She's looking at a document. It's a deed. Then we see the fitter dresser saying to Zora, touching her arm and the bruises on it, how'd that happen? And Zora's kind of like, she don't really answer. And then the woman's like, well, let me get you a shawl. She should have called that child's mother and asked that child's mother what was going on. But anyway, Lady Mae, because she looked so weird about the whole thing, I'd have been like, something ain't right here. Okay, so then we see Lady Mae. She's looking at a double strand of pearls. I was thinking maybe it was a gift from the bishop, but it turns out that it's her grandmother's pearls, her maternal grandmother's pearls. And she kind of smiles, so she happy she found them. Then we see Tamala Mann looking at Charity. Her, she got a little backup solo, and Tamala Mann is pleased, or the head singer in charge is pleased. And Jabari and Charity are cheesing at each other like, yeah, we doing this. Then we see Grace and Sophia. They run into Marisol in the hallway with Bishop's suits. She on a rolling rack, rolling the stuff. And Sophia leaves to go to her 11 o'clock fitting. Grace finds out that Bishop is having all of his things moved into the guest suite. Then we see Lady Mae and the Grand Girls, and it's a shot from above. And she has had the double strand of pearls separated, so that each girl now has her own strand of pearls. I'm assuming that's their first strand of pearls. And they're talking about how our pearls are formed, and something which was once painful and out of place becomes beautiful. And then Zora leaves after we hear beep beep beeping outside. I guess everybody is raised different, but I'm with May on that. I was kind of like, he gonna come beep the horn at her. And May is like, is something off with the two of you? And Sophie is like, well, not really. I just don't like her boyfriend too much. And May is like, I know. Ain't much to recommend someone who blows the horn and doesn't come in. You can't have Oh, she's saying anyone who doesn't come in and just blow that horn can't have much to recommend them. But you can't tell a person anything. Our heart wants what it wants, and it does not care. And that's a quote from, I don't know who it is. Give her time. And it is sweet. I have a twin first cousin, so I don't know. That scene made me feel a little sentimental. When we had our debutante ball, I don't remember us having any little special family ritual before, but we did come out at the same debutante ball, if you can call it coming out. Lady May is in the office with the assistant. She wants flowers to arrive to Charity first thing in the morning, because it's important for Charity to know that family is thinking about her. Then May gets a call from Sister Mavis. Heard you was looking for me. And then May is like, oh, I was going through Mac's stuff looking for Mama's pearls to give to the girls. I hope you don't mind that I did that. Mavis is like, I don't care. What is this about my club? And May is like, I think you still own it. We don't have a lawyer anymore since Mac died, and I don't know, blah, 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 blah. And then we see Lady May in her ball gown. She can ready to go to the debutante ball. And Marisol announces that Mr. Kevin is here. And she come up to him and they talk, and he ready to accept himself and to be a father now, and he wondering where his son is. And May is like, well, he on tour. I'll let Charity know that you stopped by, and Marisol will see you out. And then Kevin is like, he's my son and I have rights. And Lady May leaves and tells Marisol had him bring Kevin's car around, please. And then Kevin calls Aaron. He's like, it went just how I thought it would. I'm going to need your help. And then we're at the cotillion, the ball, yay! And, they're doing like family pictures, like with the debutante and her escort and her father and mother, whatever they do in groups. So we see Gigi waving Darius into Sophia's family group, which I think is kind of, I don't know. I thought, I was kind of like, oh, wow, what if he gonna be in her okay. Anyway, Zora and the Christian thug are chatting while watching Sophia and the family, pictures get taken. And the thug is all excited about a limo that he got for afterwards. And Zora is like, it's a no-go for me. I'll tell you later. And her jaw has been looking tight, right? That whole, kind of first segment. And then we see Lady May and Bishop being photographed alone. Oz Miles. I don't know what that is. 5 miles. I don't know. Lady May is saying something like, you make a public spectacle having your stuff move 50 feet down the hall. Oh, they're all smiles. She's like, you make a public spectacle having your stuff move 50 feet down the hall. And Bishop is saying something to her. And they still smiling. And the photographer is like, perfect. But we know it's not perfect. Almond. And we see Gigi talking to her brother Jacob, telling him that Daddy moved out into Kevin's suite. And should we do something about it? And Jacob is like, I've never known that to happen, although they fight. But what can we do? Girl, enjoy the night. And then we see the presentation of the debutantes, and we find out that Sophia is a rising senior with a 4.5 GPA. Whoop, whoop. Zora is a rising senior with a 4.2 GPA. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Then they have the first dance with the daddies. Lady May is kind of chatting with Tasha and Skank, with Tasha Skanks, and oh, I'm sorry about the drama. Oh, what drama? It always works out, Lady May says, and she steps away. And then Rochelle Cross, she steps next to Tasha Skanks, and they make eye contact, but they don't really speak. Then we see Charity and Jabari out there at dinner, and Charity is like, a year ago I wouldn't have believed that this was gonna be my life. And Jabari was like, well, I knew, as soon as I met you, some people have got it. That's not saying that they're better than those who don't have it, but you have got it. So I knew this was going to be your life. And Charity was like, I think you've got it too. And then Jabari leans across the table and kisses her properly in the mouth twice. And then Jabari is like, I'm thinking, let's go get the check. And then Charity, she's all breathing hard. She's like, me too. Oh, silly Charity. Okay, so then we're back at the cotillion, and Rochelle has approached the Bishop, and she's like, Bishop, what you doing hiding out? You should be dancing. And Bishop is like, well, my wife is otherwise occupied. And Rochelle was like, oh, well, dance with me, please. And Bishop is like, I don't think that would be a good idea. But my doors at Calvary are always open. And Rochelle sits down and she's like, I'm sure that you know this by now, but I am interested in a more personal connection. And I have been since day one. And I sense that about you too. Even a man of God is still a man. And then Lady May has been watching the whole thing unfold. And now the lady doctor, who's the head of the cotillion, I can't remember her name, but she's peeping Lady May watching. And then I'm laughing because people have been saying all along that this child was Skank's sister. And sure enough, we find out that Tasha and Rochelle, when they meet up at a punch bowl, that Basie is Rochelle's brother. And I told my brother that this would never work. There is more than one way to skin a green leaf, though. I don't care how we do it, as long as it hurts. And Tasha is like, amen, amen, amen. And then we see Mama Carissa and Papa Jacob is watching, Zora and the Christian Thug dance. And Daddy Jacob is like, we should go on and let her go out tonight. And Mama Carissa is like, no, we talked about it. And Jacob is like, well, we could ground her tomorrow. Even tack an extra week onto it. Or two. Look at her. She's having such a good time. This is such a special night. And then Carissa is like, I found a condom in her room. They're having sex. And meanwhile, on the dance floor, Zora is saying to the Christian Thug, my mom knows we're having sex. She doesn't want me seeing you. And Isaiah is like, what? You told her? She found condoms in your room. Why didn't you hide them? And Zora was like, I did. She went through my stuff, Isaiah. And then Isaiah is like, why didn't you lie? And then Zora, oh, shoot. Oh, my gosh. Hold on a second. And Zora is like, lie and say what? That I was holding them for a friend? And why are you looking like that? I'm the one in trouble, not you. And then Isaiah is like, how are we supposed to spend time together? Am I supposed to hold your hand? And Zora is like, would that be so bad? And Isaiah is like, yeah, it's like we're 12 years old. Acting like a 12-year-old. And then Zora is like, I'm sorry. And Isaiah is like, you should be. And then Jacob and Carissa are watching, them on the dance floor as this is going on. And Jacob is kind of in shock, just processing the fact that the baby girl is having sex. And then Sophia is watching them arguing on the dance floor as well. And then Isaiah, he rushes off. He leaves the dance floor and Zora follows him and adjusting her shawl. And then Sophia follows Zora following Isaiah. And then Isaiah is like, I'm out. And then Zora is like, why are you mad at me? You could have had the condoms at your house. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. You could have had the condoms at your house. Now I'm in trouble. And then Isaiah is like, are you blaming me? Are you really blaming me? And then he's grabbing Zora. And then Sophia is watching. And then Isaiah smacks Zora. And then he's like, I'm sorry, baby. Baby, I'm sorry. I won't do it again. And then Sophia has gone back inside. And then Zora is heading back inside. And then Sophia's boyfriend, as she rushes past her, is like, you okay? And then Sophia goes to her Uncle Jacob. And she's like, Uncle Jacob, I just saw Isaiah hit Zora. And then Jacob is like, he did what? And then Jacob and the family head toward the door. And Zora is coming in. Zora, baby, you okay? Did Isaiah hit you? That's a man's voice. That's Jacob saying it. And Zora's like, what? Huh? And then Carissa's looking at her arm. Are these bruises? And then Zora's like, no, I hit it on the door. And then Jacob is like, Sophia just told us that Isaiah hit you. And then Zora raising up. She mad now. You what? She gonna beat up Sophia. And then Jacob is like, answer me. And then Isaiah comes through the door. And Jacob is like, did you put your hands on my daughter? And then Isaiah is like, I don't know what you're talking about. And then Jacob says to Zora, did he hit you? Did he hit you? And then Zora is like, no. And then Isaiah is like, yo, I didn't do nothing, bro. And then Jacob slams Isaiah in the face. Slams and punches him in the face. And then Darius is holding Jacob back. And he's like, okay, man. And then Zora is yelling, I told you I was fine. And then she runs out. And then we see Jacob behind Lady May and Bishop. And Lady May is like, and with all the child is going through, her own father adds to it by hitting the child. There's got to be a better way. And then Zora is locked in the bathroom and Carissa is knocking on the door. Zora, open the door! Zora! And then Sophia and Grace are outside the door with Carissa. And Zora is like, go away! And then Jacob apologizes to Dr. Boss of the cotillion lady. And as Bishop and Jacob and Lady May are waiting at the door of the ballroom for Zora to come out. And then Sophia's like, can I try Aunt Carissa? And Carissa's like, sure. And then Sophia's like, see, it's me. And Zora's like, Sophia, you are the last person I want to see right now. And then Jacob says to Bishop, Pop, look, I already know what you're going to say to me. And then Bishop is like, no, you don't. And then he's quieter. I would have done the same thing. And then we see Gigi, and she's at the door. She's like, Zora, honey, it's Auntie G. Can I come in, baby? You don't have to come out. And then Zora's phone is ringing. And Auntie G, Zora is like, Auntie G, just leave me alone, please. And then Zora answers the phone. Hey, are you okay? And Isaiah's like, I'll never do it again. And Zora's like, that's what you always say. And then Isaiah is like, I don't know what it is, baby. It's just something about you that makes me crazy. Let's get out of here. Come away with me. And Zora's like, I don't know. And Isaiah's like, I love you. And Zora? And Zora's like, I gotta go. And then Zora comes out of the bathroom. And there's like a collective sigh. And then little do they know. And then Zora's like, I want to go home. And then May is like, I'm going to see my sister. And Gigi is like, Auntie's in town? And May is like, she just here for the night. And then we see Jabari. He in bed. He laid down. And then Charity comes out. She got on her lingerie and her lingerie robe. And, she joins him in the bed. And we find out that she has been with only one man, her ex-husband, Kevin. And she's self-conscious about her scar from her C-section. And Jabari is like, what's wrong? What's up? What's wrong now? And then he's like, let me see. And then he kisses her scar. And then Jabari, Charity, you are beautiful. And then they do the do. And then we see May arriving at Mavis's. And she like, you're moving? And Mavis is like, yep, opening a club in Stockholm, Sweden. White folks love they blues. Where's this thing you got? That's why you came here, ain't it? And May is like, that's it? Don't you even want to talk? And Mavis is like, what is there to talk about? And then May is like, Mac, he was our brother. And Mavis is like, where is this magic thing, this piece of paper you got? And then May gives Mavis the paperwork, and Mavis looks at it. I think I'm tired of fighting for what's already rightfully mine. And then May is like, but if you could get the club back, and you could, and then Mavis is like, didn't you just hear me say I'm going? And what's it to you? And then May is like, well, Daddy's gone. Mac is dead. And Mavis is like, bye and good riddance. What do you want? You got everything. You got your big house on the hill. You got your family, your things. May is like, I want my sister back. And Mavis is like, well, you can't have me. And then May is like, well, why not? And then Mavis is like, you asking me why? You know why, sister. You don't know what that word means. And then May is like, I want to learn. It's never too late. We have time. And Mavis is like, get this thing to Gigi. Let her do whatever she want to do with that club. I don't care. And May is like, I'm sorry. Do you hear me? I'm sorry. We are all victims. And Mavis is like, take it and give it to Gigi, or I'm going to tear it up. And then May, she take the paperwork for the club. And for what it's worth, I forgive you. And then Mavis is like, forgive me? For what? And then May is like, James. And then Mavis is like, forgetting. May probably says, forgetting back at me with him that one time. For that, I forgive you. And Mavis is like, one time? Is that what he told you? One time? Really? I can't even count the times I threw that man out of here. Is there any lie you won't suck on like a leech to keep from tasting the truth on the tip of your tongue? He never loved you. He knew for sure you were pretty. You were a pretty little light-skinned thing. It helped make him look good, to help the business, the church, all it's ever been, all it'll ever be about the business. Sister, you can see yourself out. And then May is like, well, I think he chose a wife. So what does that make you? And then she leaves and Mavis is like, am I a hoe? She's thinking, we don't know what she's thinking, but she looked like she upset. And then we're at the mansion and the bishop is taking pills. His hands are shaking and he's dressed for bed. He's sitting on the edge of the bed. It's daytime. I guess it's the next morning. Then we see Carissa and Jacob in bed, and Carissa is like, so how do you want to handle this? And Jacob is like, I'm going to go talk to her. And Carissa is like, what did we do wrong, Jacob? Ever since that child was born, I have done everything to make that child feel how valuable she is, how precious. And she let someone hit her. And then Jacob is like, Faith was the same way. We ain't know that. Hold on. We ain't know Faith was with nobody that was dogging her out. He said that guy that she was seeing when she left home was awful. We can't control them. And then Carissa is like, something inside her is broken. She taking pain because it's something she feels she deserves. It just breaks my heart. And then Jacob is like, we got her for one more year in this house. Love can do a lot in a year. And I knew from back when the child was in the hotel talking to the little boy that she was going away with him. I already knew she was lost to little boy last scene. So I already knew that child is not in your house. We can do a lot in a year. I'm like, they ain't got a year. Then we see Jacob walking through the house. He go to the room. He knock on Zora. He open the door. It's a mess in there. Carissa! He picks up Zora's phone. She done left her phone behind. Carissa, yeah, what's wrong? Jacob, baby, she's gone. She's not here. And then we see Grace. And she is chatting with Bishop Pastor Daddy as he descends the stairs. You all right, Daddy? And then May walks through the door looking dead at Bishop. And then Grace is like, Mama, you been out all night? And then May is like, I want you out of this house. You told me it only happened one time. And then Bishop looks at Grace and then he walks out the door. And then as he passes May, he says, so be it. And then Grace's phone rings and she answers it annoyed. And then it's Carissa. She's like, Gigi, Zora's gone. Isaiah's parents say that he's gone too. We have no idea where they went. And then we see Bishop walking down the steps of the mansion. He stops, he looks back, and then he keeps going. And we know from this episode, I guess the keys are probably in the car because they got people to bring the keys around. Because I'm like, he ain't leave with nothing. How he got keys to get to the hotel? But they bring the car around with the keys and everything. I don't know if he got his ID, what he got. But then we see Bishop, and then we see Rochelle walking up behind him through some circular doors. And then she's like, Bishop, come on in. Like it's her personal home or something. And then he puts his hand on her waist as they walk in to the Bitmore Hotel. I don't know why she had to come out to bring him into a hotel. A hotel is a public place, but maybe, I don't know. And then I was like, no! What's gonna happen? Feed! That's the end of season 2. That's the end of the episode. And we just gonna have to wait, y'all. We just gonna have to wait to see what happened to these people. And we learned something about Faith. I didn't know. So that's it. I enjoyed the episode. I would give the episode like a 8.5, a 9. You know, it was a couple of moments where I was like, But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the season. And I'm looking forward to it coming back. Thank you so much for being here again. Welcome back. If this is your first time here, if you're not a subscriber, if you've been coming and you're not a subscriber, go on and subscribe. You know you want to subscribe. We're working on 200 subscribers. Like, comment, thumbs up. I thought I had to sneeze, but then when I turned the thing off, no sneeze came. Like, comment, thumbs up, subscribe, wherever the subscription button is, go find it. And share this video. And thank you again for being here. Today is the best day ever. You are the greatest. You're number one. Be you. Be fabulous. Be fabulous you. Be you. Be fabulous. Be fabulous you.